बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। रब्बि इश्रह ली सदरी व यस्सिर ली अमरी वहलुल उक़दतम मिन लिसानी यफ़क़हू क़ौली। रब्बि ज़िदनी इल्मा। My dear students of first year MBBS, it is my second lecture. We have finished with the introduction to the histology. Now today I am going to talk about some histotechniques, that is how to prepare the slide to see under the microscope. मैंने आपको बताया था कि मैं आपको बताऊंगा किस तरह हम ये स्लाइड्स प्रिपेयर करते हैं। The most commonly used method is the paraffin wax method, and in this method the paraffin is being used. Histological techniques deals with the preparation of tissue for microscopic examination. The aim of good histological technique to preserve microscopic anatomy of the tissue. टिश्यूज़ और ऑर्गन्स को माइक्रोस्कोप के नीचे देखने के लिए हमें उन्हें काटना पड़ेगा। तो चुनांचे हम ट्रांसवर्स और लॉन्गिट्यूडिनल सेक्शंस काटना चाहेंगे, इसलिए हम इस टिश्यू को थोड़ा सा हार्ड करने के लिए, ताकि वो काटने में आसानी हो, हम उसे फिक्सेशन के प्रोसेस में से गुजारेंगे। द फर्स्ट स्टेप इज़ द रिमूवल ऑफ द टिश्यूज़ फ्रॉम द कैडेवर और सम एक्सपेरिमेंटल एनिमल. These experimental animals may be the rabbits, or these may be the guinea pigs and mice, but usually we take the tissues from the rabbits because rabbit is a mammal and we use the rabbits. The structures and the tissues of the rabbit, they resemble the tissues and structures of the human being. So in the paraffin wax method, the first step is the removal of the tissues from the rabbits. We sacrifice a rabbit and we take the tissues, and then we put these tissues in 10% formaldehyde solution, which is a fixative. There are many fixatives being used, but the most commonly used is 10% formalin solution. We put the tissues or the organs in a jar containing formaldehyde for 24 hours. This will preserve the in vivo picture of the tissue or the organ. हम ज़िंदगी के करीब तर जो टिश्यू की सूरत हाल है और जो उसका जो स्ट्रक्चर है उसको देखना चाहेंगे, तो चुनांचे हम उसे फिक्सेशन की प्रोसेस में से गुजारेंगे, और this will then stop the post-mortem changes of denaturing of the proteins and will stop the autolysis. The autolytic enzymes are deactivated by these fixatives. मोम पानी में हल नहीं होती, चूँकि हम पैराफिन वैक्स इस्तेमाल करने जा रहे हैं, तो हम टिश्यूज़ में से वाटर निकालेंगे, उसके लिए डिहाइड्रेशन की प्रोसेस में से गुजारेंगे, और उसके लिए हम अल्कोहल इस्तेमाल करते हैं. We will put this tissue or this organ in 70% alcohol for 1 hour, then we will put this tissue in 80% alcohol for 1 hour, then we will put this tissue in 90%, 95% and absolute alcohol, and in this way we are doing the dehydration process. As we have used the alcohol for dehydration, and alcohol is also not miscible with the paraffin wax, so we have to remove the alcohol also, and this process is called dealcoholization. And for dealcoholization we use a solvent which is miscible with paraffin as well as with alcohol. So xylene is the answer. We can use the carbon tetrachloride, the benzene or the xylene. So xylol 4% solution is used for dealcoholization. So we put this tissue in a jar containing the xylene 4% for 1.5 hours, and there are two changes. And then the next step is the after dealcoholization, we will put this tissue in a jar which is containing a molten wax, because this is the step known as the impregnation with wax or infiltration. This is allowed to occur at melting point temperature of paraffin wax, which is 54 to 60 degrees centigrade. We will put this tissue in a jar containing the molten wax at 54 degrees centigrade, and this will stay there for 3 hours, and in this way the tissue will become a hardened tissue, and we can cut the transverse and longitudinal sections by putting this over the microtome, which is an instrument to cut the sections of a few microns in thickness. Let's know some of the details of all these steps. As I have said, the fixation is the process by which the constituents of cells and tissues are fixed in a physical and chemical state so that they will withstand subsequent treatment with various reagents with minimum loss of architecture. This is achieved by exposing the tissue to chemical compounds which are known as the fixatives. There are 5 major groups of fixatives classified according to the mechanism of action. These are the aldehydes, mercurials, alcohols, oxidizing agents, and picrates. Mechanism of action of the fixatives is: most fixatives act by denaturing or precipitating proteins, which then form a sponge or meshwork tending to hold the other constituents. Good fixative is most important factor in the production of satisfactory results in histopathology. Following factors are important: the tissue should be the fresh one, proper penetration of the tissue by fixatives, and correct choice of the fixative. Keep in mind, no fixative will penetrate a piece of tissue thicker than 1 centimeter. So for dealing with specimen thicker than this, following methods are recommended. For the solid organs, cut slices as necessary, but not thicker than 5 millimeter. For the hollow organs, either open or fill with fixative or pack lightly with wool soaked in fixative. And for the large specimen, it required dissection. Inject fixative along the vessels or bronchi, as in case of lung, so that it reaches all parts of the organ. Properties of an ideal fixative are: prevents the autolysis and bacterial decomposition, preserves tissue in their natural state and fix all the components, make the cellular components insoluble to reagent used in tissue processing, and it preserves the tissue volume. Properties of an ideal fixative are: it avoids excessive hardness of the tissue, it allows enhanced staining of the tissue, it should be non-toxic and non-allergic for the user, and it should not be very expensive. The fixation can be carried out at room temperature. Tissue should not be frozen once it has been placed in the fixative solution. For a peculiar ice crystal distortion will result. The speed of fixation of most fixative is almost 1 millimeter per hour. Therefore, a fixation time of several hours is needed for most specimens. I have told you that let's put this tissue in formaldehyde solution for 24 hours. So after fixation, in order to cut thin sections of the tissues, it should have suitable hardness and consistency when presented to the knife edge. These properties can be imparted by infiltrating and surrounding the tissue with paraffin wax. So it requires 24 hours and done in many stages. It can be subdivided into, as I have told you, the dehydration, dealcoholization, then infiltration, embedding, and it is important that all specimens are properly labeled before processing is started. Tissue processing can be manual and it can be mechanical. In this process, the tissue is changed from one container of reagent to another by hand. So this is manual tissue processing. But nowadays we have got the mechanical tissue processing. In this, the tissue is moved from one jar to another by mechanical device. Timings are controlled by a timer which can be adjusted in respect to hours and minutes. Temperature is maintained around 60 degree. Embedding. Impregnated tissues are placed in a mold with their labels, and then fresh melted wax is poured in it and allowed to settle and solidify. Once the block has cooled sufficiently to form a surface skin, it should be immersed in cold water to cool it rapidly. After the block has completely cooled, it is cut into individual blocks and each is trimmed. Microtomy. For light microscopy, a glass knife mounted in a microtome is used to cut 4 to 6 micron thick tissue sections which are mounted on a glass microscope slide. For transmission electron microscopy, a diamond knife mounted in ultra microtome is used to cut 50 nanometer thick tissue sections which are mounted on a 3 millimeter diameter copper grid. Sectioning. Once the tissues have been embedded, they must be cut into the small sections, and for this purpose we use this microtome. Now this is the microtome, and you can see that block is fixed here, and then we will start the machine, and you can see this is one of the transfer section, and this section is then put over the glass slide, and this glass slide is then put in a microwave oven, and here the spread of the tissue occurs over the slide, and it is also known as the mounting of the tissue over the slide. Let's talk about staining. I have told you last time about the acid and basic stains. Staining is a process by which we give color to a section, and there are hundreds of stains available, but we can classify the stains into the acid stains, basic stains, and the neutral stains. Acid dyes. In an acid dye, the basic component is colored and the acid component is colorless. Acid dyes stain basic components. For example, eosine stains the cytoplasm. I have told you last time hematoxylin and eosine, two stains, are being used most commonly in all the histological and histopathological preparations. The color imparted is shade of red in case of eosine. Basic dyes. In a basic dye, the acid component is colored and the basic component is colorless. Basic dyes stain acidic components. For example, basic fuchsin stains the nucleus, that is hematoxylin stains the nucleus. The color imparted is shade of blue. The most commonly used stains are H and E, but there are certain special stains which are being employed here and there in certain preparations. When a specific component of tissue, for example fibrous tissue, elastic tissue, or the nuclear material is to be stained, certain special stains are used which specify stain that component tissue. Staining is also done by two methods. One is the manual staining and the other is the automatic staining. Manual staining in a small laboratory, when a few slides are stained daily, this is the method of choice. Although it is time consuming, but it is economical. Different reagent containers are placed in a special sequence and the slides are removed from one container to another manually. For automatic staining, we require an automatic stainer. It has a timer which controls the time. It has a mechanical device which shifts the slides from one container to next after the specified time. Advantages of automatic stainer are: it reduces the manpower, it controls the timing of staining accurately, large number of slides can be stained simultaneously, and less reagents are used. Now let me tell you about the staining procedure. The embedding process must be reversed in order to get the paraffin wax out of the tissue and allow water-soluble dyes to penetrate the section. So we will do the first step is deparaffinization. We will put this slide in a jar which contains xylol solution, and xylene is, because the paraffin wax is miscible, it is soluble in xylene, so deparaffinization will be taking place. And again we have to rehydrate, and we will put the slide in a jar containing different concentrations of alcohol again. And now this is the in order of decreasing concentration, that is first absolute alcohol, then 90% alcohol, then 80% alcohol, then in 70% alcohol. And the next step will be, we will put this slide in a jar containing hematoxylene, which is a basic dye and is blue in color. And after removal from this jar, we will rinse the slide under the tap water, and then we will put this slide in a jar containing acid and alcohol, so that the extra blue color, that is the hematoxylene, is removed from the slide. And then we will counter stain this tissue by putting the slide in a jar containing eosine solution, which is red in color. And then again we will remove the slide and put it under the tap water, rinse it, and again lastly we will then again put this slide under the tap water, and by using the xylene we will then again clean the slide and put a cover slip by using a binding substance which is organic material called Canda balsam. And we will put a cover slip very lightly and gently, so that no air bubble or any other dust particle is trapped inside. So now this is the slide and this is the specimen, and this is the object which is being prepared for your future understanding of the histology. In this diagram you can see all the procedure again. Let's revise it. This is the step in which we remove the tissue, removal of the tissue and fixation. We put this tissue in formaldehyde solution, and then we remove these tissues and put them for infiltration. You can see this is one of the automatic processor. Here you can see the preparation of the slide by doing this paraffin method, and after the infiltration biological tissue must be supported in a solid medium or hard matrix firm enough to support tissue and give it the sufficient rigidity to allow thin sections to be cut. And for this purpose, the embedding mediums are the paraffin wax and the agar. Paraffin wax is most commonly used. These are the mold systems. There are 4 mold systems present for use. All these are the mold systems in which we can make the rectangular blocks after embedding the tissue in the paraffin wax. Orientation of the tissue is also very important in a block because the elongated tissues are placed diagonally across the block. Tubular and walled tissues as to provide the transverse sections showing all the layers of the structure. My dear students, ये आज का लेक्चर था। अगरचे मुझे भी मज़ा नहीं आया और आपको भी मज़ा नहीं आया होगा, क्योंकि मजबूरी है और मुझे लगता है कि कोरोना जो है वो फिर से फैल रहा है और हमें ऑनलाइन टीचिंग पर ही आना पड़ेगा। तो इसी पर इत्तेफाक करते हैं और कोशिश करते हैं कि हम ऑनलाइन क्लासेस जो हैं वो जारी रखें ताकि हमारा नुकसान ना हो। इंशाल्लाह अगली लेक्चर में फिर मुलाकात होगी।